Dear students, we have a small correction in the previous problem. That is, we have the total amount available for the distribution among the other unsecured creditors is 52,200, and this 52,200 rupees is made use to make the payment to unsecured creditor as well as the commission payable to the unsecured creditors. And when we make 100 rupees payment to unsecured creditors, 3 rupees is to be paid as a commission to the liquidator. Now 52,200 divided by 103, that is 100 plus 3, that will come to 103. So therefore we consider that 52,200 rupees is equal to 103%, and 100% of that is where we have to make a correction here. Say 52,200 divided by 103 into 100 is 50,680. This is the actual amount paid to unsecured creditors, and on this amount, if you calculate 3%, that will be 1,520, not as we have earlier calculated as 1,566. So therefore cut this 1,566 and make it as 1,520. That is the commission payable, and then the amount paid to other unsecured creditors is not 50,634. Instead of 50,634, take it as 50,680, and all other things remain the same. Okay, now let us move on to the next problem. That is the second problem here. The second problem is like this. It is given that X Limited, a company, went into liquidation on 31st/3/2020, and the following details are available. Unsecured creditors is given as rupees 3 lakh, including rupees 20,000 preferential creditors. That means this 20,000 is included in this 3 lakh only. And then the secured creditors is given as 1,50,000, and this security is given by the asset of the company, that is land and buildings here. Land and building is given as a security to the creditors. So therefore they have become secured creditors. And then the cash at bank is 10,000. The liquidator realized land and buildings at rupees 1,20,000, and other assets realized is 50,000. Liquidation expenses amounted to rupees 12,000. Liquidator's commission is payable at 3% on the amount realized, including cash at bank, and 2% on amount distributed to unsecured creditors, including preferential creditors. So this is what is given. Okay, now let us start. So first of all, as usual, we'll start with the receipt side here. On the receipt side, we have the cash at bank here, that is cash at bank is given. So therefore there is no cash in hand here. So I'll just write it as cash in hand nil. And then cash at bank is given as rupees 10,000. Cash at bank is rupees 10,000. And then now let us take the assets realized here. Asset realized the liquidator realized land and buildings at 1,20,000 and other assets at realized 1,50,000, that is 50,000. So now land and buildings is realized 1,20,000. Now take it as land and buildings 1,20,000. Other assets realized 50,000. So totally put together it comes to 1,70,000. This is the total amount realized. Now, apart from these assets realized, we don't have any other receipt here. So let us move on to the payment side. Now, coming to the point here, see the secured creditors is actually 1,50,000, for whom land and building is given as a security. Irrespective of the original value of the land and buildings, the land and buildings when it is sold has raised 1,20,000. So therefore now we have a link between these two. Okay, that is one is the creditor and the one is the realization here. So 1,50,000 is the actual amount of the creditors who are secured, but it is the security has raised is only 1,20,000 by the liquidator. Now we have to make this 1,20,000 as a payment to the fully secured creditors. So we have to show it as fully secured creditors 1,20,000. And so we may have a question that what about the balance here? Actual amount outstanding is 1,50,000 and we have made a payment of 120 here as fully secured creditors, because that is the only to that extent the security have realized. So therefore we consider it as only the amount of fully secured creditors is 1,20,000. The balance of 30,000 here, that is the difference between 1,50,000 and 1,20,000, that is 30,000 is to be treated as unsecured creditors. This has to be added with the unsecured creditors which is already given here. So let us move on to the next item here, that is liquidation expenses. Liquidation expenditure is given as 12,000, and then the next payment is liquidators remuneration. Liquidators remuneration is given on two counts here, that is one is it is payable at 3% on the amount realized including cash. Okay, this is, please note this point, this is on the amount realized including cash at bank. Even though the cash at bank and cash in hand is a liquid asset already, but still the payment is to be made, the commission payment is to be made even on that amount also here. So therefore we have to take that also into consideration. So therefore I'll put it as point A, 3% on asset realized. Let us look at the asset realized here is 1,70,000, that is the actual asset realized plus the cash at bank as it is given here. So total amount realized is 1,80,000, and we have to calculate 3% on this 1,80,000 rupees, and this comes to 5,400. This comes to 5,400 rupees, and the second payment of commission is on the amount distributed to unsecured creditors including preferential creditors. Here it is including preferential creditors. So therefore we take it as 2% on dash. We don't know the actual amount that will be paid further here, so let us leave it as a blank here. Now let us move on to the next order of payment is debenture capital. Debenture capital, let us look at the debentures here. The debentures are not given, okay, and then outstanding interest on debentures. Even this item is also not there because debenture itself is not there. Naturally outstanding interest on debentures will not be there. The next payment is preferential creditors. Preferential creditors, it is given as 20,000, which is already included in this 3 lakh rupees. So therefore we'll take it as 20,000 here. Okay, it is 20,000. Now the next payment is other unsecured creditors. So here we have to check the amount available now. So let us check the amount available. The total receipt is 1,80,000 here. Total amount available is 1,80,000. Let us check the balance amount available. So to check the balance amount available, okay, now I will make a calculation here itself. So since in this problem we have to make the payment of commission even on the payment made to preferential creditors, I will calculate only up to this level, that is before preferential creditors. Okay, let us take it as total receipts. Okay, total receipts is 1,80,000. Total receipt is 1,80,000, and now the total less total payment, total payments made up to outstanding debenture interest is how much? 1,20,12,000 plus 5,400. Now let us calculate how much it will be. 1,20,000. This is 1,20,000 plus 12,000 plus 5,400. So this comes to 1,37,400. 1,37,400 rupees. Now the balance available is 42,600. This is the amount available for the payment to unsecured creditors. And out of this 42,600 rupees, we have to make the payment to unsecured creditors, as well as we have to make the payment of commission on them. Now, if you pay 100 rupees to the unsecured creditors, the commission payable on them is, on that amount is, as it is given in the problem, as at the rate of 2%. So therefore, for 100 rupees, it will be 2 rupees. So therefore, 100 plus 2, this comes to 102. Now let us consider this 42,600 as equal to 102%. So therefore, 42,600 divided by 102 into 100 for the payment made to unsecured creditors. So if you calculate that, so that will be 42,600 divided by